thank you very much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
So, first question, what brings you down here to DGI?
I was ordered to come here as a lecturer to give a briefing about the implementation of GIS and Geospatial on intelligence process.
What would you say are the main challenges that you're facing with GIS or the industry as well?
I'm not speaking about industry because I'm speaking about operational implementation, and especially when speaking about intelligence. And it enables us to do two things. First of all, to get what we call intelligence superiority or intelligence dominance, meaning to have a full situational awareness picture and to be able to control everything that is moving and to be able to detect in our special circumstances between hostile and between uninvolved residents, and to be able to detect only those who are worth hitting and to get them on the precise moment and on the precise location. Second is the implementation of how to be able to produce very, very quickly a lot of targets to be hit on real time, such as rocket launchers, mortars, and so on, which are endangering our residents and our forces as well.
And given that you are looking for sort of as many targets as possible, and but with the right quality of data as well, how do you deal with that data overload?
We are trying to develop, let's say, automatic systems which will enable us to make a very, very quick process and to find what we call the needle in the haystack and to be able to monitor only those targets who are worth hitting.
And how close to that golden
coin,
yes, do you feel that you are and we are?
I think we made about 65 to 70% of the way, and we still have about 35% to go, which are actually the automatic processing system, which is the most important challenge for us right now.
And what would you say, a lot of people have been talking about crowdsourcing data and getting data from outside directly your own military sources. How important is that to you, and how dangerous is that to you as well, with the potential for misinformation? And
actually, we are trying to combine two kinds of sources. The first one is what we call independent sources, which are organic part of the fighting units. And the second one is what comes from the outside. Airborne platforms like UAVs, reconnaissance, and so on, which can give you an aerial coverage and give you a very, very full and very, very wide scanning picture from a different angle. And now the challenge is how to combine it together and to match what you see on the ground and what you get from the air and to turn it into one coherent picture. And it's not endangering us because I think it gives us a better way to differentiate between hostiles and between uninvolved residents.
And on that note, sort of matching data, I know there's been a lot of discussion around incompatibility and data come from different sources and trying to make everything match up and work under one banner. Is this something that you're finding large problems with, or is this something that actually is easier than it was first expected to be? Compatibility.
It's not easier, it's a problematic issue because you get only part of the picture and you have to, let's say, to process it with other sources as well in order to get the whole picture. Meaning it's not enough to get only something that's coming from airborne platforms or from observation obstacles on the ground. But it's needed to have, in addition, human sources and SIGINT sources as well, and to combine it all together. And the big challenge is how to build a machine that can take the whole information coming out from various sources and to integrate it into one picture, and then to make the differentiation between who is who in the zoo.
And as you're saying, we're not too far away from that point.
No.
When would you predict that will happen?
I think in about a year or two, we will have that system.
So what are your priorities between now and then in the world of geospatial intelligence?
The priority is to be able to detect and to monitor on what we call accurate points that will enable us to hit only targets that are real worth hitting. If you look at what happens on the other side of the hill, our neighbors in Israel, and not only on the Palestinian Authority, but in Syria and Lebanon and so on, they use a lot of decoy and camouflage and a lot of systems that are aimed to cause us to hit other targets than the real ones. And it helps us to differentiate between real targets and living targets, and those are not worth hitting for the time being.
Indeed. Well then, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.